Come to find yourself in a comfortable position in preparation for tuning in to the breath so that the mind can become calm and composed. You might like to sit in a chair, cross-legged, kneeling, or with your legs stretched out in front of you. Close the eyes, unclench the teeth, soften the skin on your face. Allow your shoulders to be relaxed and let the upper arms rest downwards. Connect with the trunk of your body and observe the breath now flowing in and out of you. Watch the activity of the belly button as it synchronizes with the breath. Having this inward view, you'll be able to find yourself at your center, to find accuracy with your perception, and thus be able to refine you. You'll notice that as you watch the breath, it begins to lengthen and deepen, allowing the heart rate to slow just a little so that the nervous system becomes soothed, as does the parasympathetic nervous system. And as mind and body become calm, composed and soothed, this will allow for greater ease of movement, for greater progress in gaining suppleness and flexibility, in gaining concentration. So we can open the eyes. And let's bring ourselves round, ready for the positions to practice today. We're going to stretch through the spine and twist with it, and then we'll move into Gomukhasana, the cow posture, which is going to incorporate great use of the arms and indeed flexibility that will require. If you have a belt or strap, you might like to have that close by you, because that will be able to be used. But let's first begin with mobilising our spine and our hips. So allowing the arms to rest by the outer thighs, we'll take a breath in and we'll pull up pubis to navel, navel to breastbone. So it's almost like this zip that rises up internally, allowing us to lift and create space. And then as we exhale, let's gently trace the fingers of the left hand down toward the floor. Have your right shoulder stacked over your left so that they remain aligned. So avoid doing this, rolling the shoulder forward and collapsing in the stomach just so that you could reach the floor. It's better to be up further and keep that alignment. Draw the tummy in to support the lower back and to strengthen. And then trace those right fingers up the right side of the body, across, over the right ear, and stretch and extend into the fingertips of the right hand. Keep the breath flowing and the teeth unclenched. And then coming back to that central position, rising up, forever creating space on every breath that you're taking in, and then fluidly flowing to the other side as you draw the right fingertips down the outer edge of the right leg and bring that left arm over and across the left ear. And stretch. Think of lifting the flesh from the left hip all the way up to the left armpit, and then from the armpit all the way along to the fingertips. And then return to an upright position. Let's place the hands on the hips. Use the thumbs to press into the back of the hips, the innominate bone, which is the large part of bone at the top of the pelvic girdle. A nice deep breath in, again creating space. Let's roll the shoulders back, take the elbows back, raise the chin and the eyes to the ceiling, and then pulling the tummy in to support the spine as you return upright. Let's bring the right hand now outside of the left hip. We're going to take a breath in, and as we exhale, hinge forward, taking the right hand down to the mat just outside of the left knee, and take the left arm up, turning to look up towards the raised hand, and then return to the central position. We'll go to the other side, bring the left hand outside of the right hip, nice space being created as you breathe in, and then lower that left hand outside of the right knee and raise the right arm up. Unclench the teeth and then return to a central position. Just bring the buttocks to the heels of the feet and take a breath in and out. Time for a quick reflection. You might want to close the eyes and tune in. And then breathe in and bring yourself back to an upright position. Nice deep breath in as you bring your right foot forward and then cross it over the left knee. You can bring the hands in front of you to help achieve this. So you've got both feet now behind you, and press into the fronts of the feet because you're using them as your foundation, as your platform to keep you balanced. We're going to breathe in, we're going to rise up through the torso, we're going to lift the flesh from the knees up through the thighs, create space. You're going to take your right hand to come round toward the left heel, if you can. You might prefer to turn your toes under so that your heels rise up a little, which will make it easier to connect your hand with the foot. But if you can, have the feet flat. And it may take time, so don't judge yourself. To begin with, you could just rotate the trunk of the spine and look over your right shoulder. But if you can, you're going to take your right hand to connect with the heel of the left foot. Breathe in, stretch up through the left arm and stretch over. Relax the head and neck back. Breathe in and return to the center. Remember that your feet are your stabilizers, so gentle pressure down into the mat. Let's now take our left hand round to meet the heel of our right foot, and you want to be pushing your hips and your thighs forward. As you breathe up, you want to be creating space at the base of your spine, so avoid collapsing down. Keep the lift rising up. think about the skin on the lower back and any pockets that might be a little sluggish. See if you can activate them, engage them, get them lifting, because that will help create space so that you can then turn and move into that space that you've made. Let's reach up through the right arm and stretch over, just stretching back, looking over toward the foot and hand, and then return into a central position. Bring your hands down in front of you, and you can uncross the leg, come back to your central upright kneeling position. A breath in and a breath out. Feel that space that you've created, especially along the sides of the body. And then breathe in and bend the left leg so that the foot comes forward. And then you're going to just gently bring it across. You can place the hands down to help. And then once again, take your time to find your foundation. Remember, both feet are your stabilizers. So whether you've got your toes turned under or your feet flat, whichever feels good for you. You're going to rise up, lift the thighs, lift the flesh on the buttocks, lift internally, pull up, scoop up. You're going to take your left hand round to meet your right foot. You're going to reach up with that right arm, stretch and extend, drop the head and neck back, unclench the teeth, breathe. Use your core strength to bring you back to that central position, so you really engage the stomach muscles. You're then going to take your right hand round to meet your left foot. You're going to breathe in, reach up with your left arm, stretch, and draw the left arm over the left ear, reach into the fingertips. Push your hips and your buttocks forward and your thighs forward, and breathe. And then stay tuned in to the abdominals as you return to a central position. Let's bring the hands forward as we release the legs, and then just gently bringing yourself back to a kneeling position. And if you need to, put a cushion between your buttocks and the heels of your feet, just for added extra comfort. So let's practice Gomukhasana now, otherwise known as cow face. And we'll be utilising the arms as well. So we'll practice the arms first, and then we'll bring the legs into play after. And I'll turn my back on you now to show you the arm movement. If you want to watch the demonstration first and then join in, do so. Or if you know the position, join in straight away. And you can hold the posture and breathe into it and continue making your alterations and refinements. So in your kneeling position, you're going to breathe in, raise the right arm, bring the fingers in line with the shoulders and stretch through the arm so that you're continually creating space. Another breath in, take the palm up to the ceiling and then raise the hand, keeping the shoulder away from the ear. So avoid doing this. You want this shoulder to be nice and relaxed. And then you will bend the right elbow. Breathe in, bring the left arm up and over, and bring the left hand to the fleshy part of the upper right arm, and just see if you can gently draw it across. No judgment, take your time. No discomfort. And then bring your left arm out so that the hand is in line with the shoulder. A nice deep inhalation as you rotate that left arm forward so that the palm then faces the ceiling. Drop the left arm down and then bend at the elbow. Now the fingers will eventually come to touch, but in the meantime, if you have a belt or strap, you could use it now and have it between the two hands. You want to open out across the front of your chest. Draw your right elbow away from your head. So avoid rounding forward. Avoid doing this because if you're slumped in the stomach and your elbow's coming forward, that's going to obstruct you being able to bring those hands together. So you want to breathe in, rise up, create space, and then take that right elbow back, take the left shoulder back, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. And then gently release. You might like to give the arms a little bit of a shake. And then we'll go to the other side. So we'll breathe in, we'll raise that left arm, exhale, bend at the elbow. Breathe in, raise the right arm, bring the right hand up and over to connect with the upper left arm. Gentle with it, so it may only move a millimetre. And it's only over time that you'll progress further. And then release that right arm. Breathe in, raise the right arm, rotate it forward, drop it down behind you, bend at the elbow and bring the fingers to connect. Draw that left elbow away from the back of the head, open out across the front of your chest, draw your right shoulder back, tune in with the breath. And then gently release. And you might want to just give the arms a little rotation or a little bit of a shake. So now let's bring the legs into play. Let's breathe in and come up into our upright kneeling position. We're going to bring the right foot forward and then cross it over the left. So the thighs are crossed. And then you'll bring yourself down to sit onto the heels of the feet as much as possible. You want to draw the heel of the right foot as close to your left hip as you can, and in time as close to the heel of the left foot as you can. Now the position between the legs and the arms in this posture makes it quite asymmetrical. So you want to look at getting both sides of the trunk of the body nice and aligned with the hips and the knees. So you want to avoid leaning to one side or the other in this position. Keep the trunk nice and straight. We're going to breathe in, we're going to raise the right arm up, bend at the elbow as you exhale. Breathe in, raise the left arm, rotate it forward, drop it behind you, bend the elbow and collect the fingers together, or of course use your belt or strap as a bridge. Have your chin parallel to the mat. Breathe. Rise up through the torso, create space and lift. Elevate the skin on the sides of your body. Relax and surrender through the hips, the ankles. Unclench your teeth. And then gently release the hands. Bring them either side of the hips. A nice breath in as you rise up, bringing the right foot back. And you return once again into an upright kneeling position. Take a breath in and out to prepare for the other side. So we'll breathe in and we'll bend the left leg, bring the foot forward, and then bring that left leg over and across the right. Take your time to get your position, and then lower the buttocks towards the heels of the feet. In time, the heels of the feet will come closer together. Find your position. And remember, you could put a blanket, a folded blanket or a cushion between the heels of the feet and the buttocks, just to give you that added comfort. Let's breathe in, raise the left arm up, rotate so the palm faces the ceiling, rise it up and then bend at the elbow. Breathe in, then raise we just raised the left arm up, bent at the elbow, then breathe in, raise the right arm, rotate, drop it behind you, and then link the fingers. Open out across the front of the chest, take that left elbow away from the back of the head or the ear, in case you're really rigid and holding it forward. Take it back, open it out. Chin parallel with the mat, teeth unclenched, breath flowing. And then gently release. Allow the hands to rest either side of the hips. A breath in, bring yourself up. You can uncross the legs, come back into the upright kneeling position, and then into the kneeling position. Place the palms one on top of each other in the lap, point of thumbs touching. Close the eyes, pose of contemplation. Be aware of how you feel, both internally and externally. And now let's practice Ustrasana, Camel posture. This is a beautiful backward flexion of the spine, one of the fullest that you can achieve from a seated position. And it also lengthens through the thighs and gives some lovely toning, bringing the flesh and muscle to connect to the thigh bones as nature intended. Let's breathe in and rise up into our upright kneeling position. Now your choice whether you want to have the toes turned under or the feet flat. With the toes turned under, it's not quite as far of a flexion back, so you may want to choose that one if you feel that the flexibility in your spine is not as yet advanced. But first and foremost, let's just place the hands on the hips. Take a nice deep breath in and lift and rise up. Exhale, push your hips and your buttocks and your thighs forward. Have your elbows drop back. Dome the chest up, lift the heart and drop the head and neck back. Breathe in, pull the tummy in as you rise up. Be aware that if at any point you feel any pinching in the base of the spine, it's possibly because you have slumped. You've crushed down and collapsed into the position. You want to continually be thinking about lifting. It's almost as if you have helping hands on the base of your back, lifting the flesh up, lifting the bones up, which will increase the room made for you to move into. So let's go into the full Ustrasana now, Camel posture. Let's take a breath in and raise the right arm up, circle it round and bring it down to meet with the heel of the right foot. Let's just take the time to adjust through the trunk of the body, to straighten the trunk of the body. So we'll lift the right side up, drop the left side down. We'll then lift the left arm, circle it and bring it round to collect the left heel, and then push your thighs forward, your hips forward. Breathe in, create space in the base of your spine. Drop your head and neck back. Breathe. And then let's place left hand on left hip, right hand on right hip. Pull the tummy in, support the spine as you rise back up. Relax the shoulders down, let the hands drop either side. And just lower the chin to the chest and watch the rise and fall of the chest for one round of breath. And then let's go to the other side. And remember, you can have your feet, your toes turned under, or you could still just keep practicing at base level. It's all about what feels good and comfortable for you. So we're going to breathe in, raise the left arm, reach up, create space as you make that circle coming round to connect left hand with heel of left foot. Now you'll notice that you're drawn to the left side. So you want to lift that up, drop the right side so that you become more centered. Increase the space by taking another breath in and elevating. Breathe in to raise the right arm, to circle it, bring it round, to connect with the heel of the right foot. And then move the thighs and the hips forward towards the wall in front of you. Drop the head and neck back. And then place right hand on right hip, left hand on left hip. Pull the tummy in as you restack the bones of the spine. Release the hands by your side. Relax and soften through your shoulders. Breathe in, create space in the pelvis as you lower the buttocks to the heels of the feet. Let's open the knees. Let's take a breath in. Once again, we're still creating space. And let's move the hands forward so that we stretch through the trunk of the body as we bring it down between the thighs. Bring the forehead to the mat. Let go of the upper back muscles. Release and surrender. And then gently walk those hands in towards you as you bring yourself once again upright, coming round to a comfortable seat, cross-legged or kneeling or sitting back into a chair, whatever feels good for you. Take a moment to reflect, to absorb the movements you have just flowed through. Close the eyes. Take that inward perception of the self. Journey with your breath deep inside. Check that the jawline is relaxed, the skin on your face soft and smooth. Gently bring the palms of your hands to rest at the knees, turning them over so that the palms face the ceiling. Connect your index finger on both hands with the tip of their respective thumb. And watch the breath. Lengthen and deepen your breath so that you may return to that place of comfort, of calm, of mind and body serenity. And then open the eyes, bring the hands to your heart, give thanks for your practice. Yoga is challenging and does require discipline, but your perseverance will pay off. The benefits will increase. You will flow through realizations of yourself. You will recognize as you begin to strengthen, as your general sense of well-being improves, and these habits that you are making for your practice will then make you. Remember, yoga is good for you.